Yeah, hello and welcome to another episode of the Spielworxx Chat Season 3. My name is Uli Blennemann and I hope you are all well. Yeah, there was a break of 3 weeks till now, but last week it was so hot over here and I'm in the upper floor and I did not feel to stream pretty late in the day here in Germany. So that was the reason why there was no chat last week. If you have questions or comments, as always, please put them in the chat window and I will respond to any questions. And as always, if you have played an interesting game lately, please let me know and let me know why you enjoyed it. And hello, Matt. Good seeing you. Yeah, well, Spielworxx shirts rock, right? Well, some do, and some people do rock. Me and shirts and other things. Let's dive into the news. I'm hard at work at the pledge manager for Oranienburg Canal. I worked at it yesterday, today. It is now almost done. It is not that easy to set it up because of the different shipping zones. At GameFound, they have a shipping zone for Europe, but I have different prices for Germany, European Union, and rest of Europe. And that is somewhat tricky to set up, especially because VAT is collected for European Union members. So I'm working on it. It should should go live probably on Monday or Tuesday. That is my hope right now. And of course, I will post the news in advance. Hello, Steve. Good seeing you. And hello, Matze. Good seeing you. So that is Oranienburger Canal Pledge Manager. And there is Dirk. Hello, Dirk. Perhaps you can tell us something about the changes made to John Company's second edition. I will get to that game a little bit later. Okay, Dirk. And it's very difficult to just mention the changes, but yeah, maybe I do it right now. So first, the German edition of John Company second edition is now available from my website for pre-ordering, and the pre-order period will probably end in early September. That is my plan right now, and thank you very much for your support for this game right now. So it's available at my website. Let me just post the link. Hello, Purple King. Good seeing you. Well, you see, John Company first edition, produced by Sierra Madre Game, was a pretty modest production. So yes, it was larger, as if you are familiar with games like Pax Porfiana or Pax Pamir First Edition, which came in these tiny square boxes that were cramped. So John Company First Edition was already in a larger box, but pretty small still. And they had made a couple of compromises. In my opinion, the game, by the way, worked extremely well. So first edition, if you get a chance to play it, you should do so. But they had made, in my opinion, some compromises. For example, there was no map board of India, but India was made of 9 cards, and the elephant was moving from card to card to show the active region. And rules were well edited, but still some things were not too clear, especially in your first 2 or 3 games. In the second edition, they added a lot to it. And if you look at the Kickstarter page of for the English edition of John Company second edition, you see that during the project, the game grew and grew and grew. And if you now compare the boxes, for example, of Pax Pamir second edition to the John Company second edition game box, you see that the John Company second edition box is way larger. What did they do? So the negotiation element has been strengthened, has been reinforced. And I think the game is more uncompromising, if this is the right term, than the first edition. You will be a member still in the British East India Company, but it's not an engine builder, so you're not trying to make this company excellent. You can do so if you work together with the other players, but it's at a certain point you would like to withdraw from the company, go to Britain, and in the London season make a fortune or have the greatest reputation. So and all elements from the first edition are basically still in the second edition, but more refined, smoother. There are additions to everything, and which makes the game a little bit more complex. And another great addition to my mind is that the solo rules have been completely revamped. So if you're a solo gamer, I'm not, I think you'll like the second edition a lot better, but let me show you. So you see the size comparison from John Company second edition to Pax Pamir. And the John Company first edition box is smaller than the Pax Pamir second edition box. So you see a lot has been added to it. So you have different rules booklet to it, and of course it is looking much nicer. This is the Premier Minister of Britain, and these are policies he's pointing to, which have been approved. Cards, in my opinion, with lots of wonderful period artwork. These are this is one of the 6 game boards, so family game boards. And this is a photo set up of a 4-player game. You see, it's a lot. And here in this part, you see an abstract map of India, and this has been handled before by cards. So that's one of the differences. Here's some details. So of course you have these resin pieces. There is the elephant, and these flags in various sizes tell you how important a tower level is. Okay, so back to me. And hello, Karthik. Good seeing you. La Granja is one of my favorite games. Excited for El Burro. Yeah, there will be news on El Burro soon. And this game is on track. So we tested it a lot. And it was good seeing you briefly, at least at Essen, Karthik. It's always a pleasure meeting you. Yeah, John Company in pre-order right now, the second edition. So if you are interested in such a game, I think you'll like it. Right now, from my web store, Squaring Circle by Matt Wolf, just a few copies, and Colonialism are still available. And the German edition of Root and Pilgrim can still be pre-ordered, but not too long. So at a certain point, I will end the pre-orders. So if you're interested in these games, please check them out. And the German edition of Oath, also by this Cole Worley guy, will ship finally from China in August. So I'm really excited for this. And to all the pre-order people of Oath who are waiting for a long time, yeah, right now still transport is not easy from China. Yeah, what else? Very soonish I will offer the German edition of 4 by Leader Games at my website. So you can ask, why 4? Well, the first edition of 4, called Cats and Dogs, will be localized by Spielworxx. And of course, I need the base game in order to sell the expansion. At least that's what I'm thinking. However, we will soon know if there is a market for a game like 4 from the Spielworxx website. Is there anybody looking for a game like 4 at the Spielworxx website? I'm not sure. Let's try it out. I mean, 4 is a great deck builder by the wonderful Grant Rodick. And I think, despite the artwork, it's the same thing like as with Root. Despite the artwork, this is a gamers deck builder. But again, will people find it at my website? Will they order it because it's a low price item and the price is including shipping? We'll see. I'm not that sure. Conventions. So, as I mentioned, when I saw Karthik here, from July 15 till July 17, Spielworxx had a small booth at Berlin Brettspiel Con. And the event is very well run, to my mind, in a great old location. And altogether, 12,400 people attended. Although I'm pretty sure that, like Essen, people who are attending for several days are counted several times per day. So I doubt that's about 12,400 individual attendees. But the numbers, in my opinion, are good. It always seemed that there were lots of people there, but it wasn't too crowded, in my opinion. And as the name says, Berlin Con is not a fair like Essen, it is a convention, a little bit like Origins and Gen Con, of course a lot smaller. But this means that there is, for example, open gaming, and Berlin Con has a large, really well, has a large gaming library, so you can get games from there, bring your own games when the exhibit hall closes at 7 o'clock. So that is, of course, a wonderful thing. And the whole atmosphere at Berlin Con was friendly and positive, and it is really not as hectic as Essen, where, in my opinion, a lot of the people are there and want to make a lot of cheap gaming purchases. And if you compare this to BerlinCon, you see the differences immediately. People are more relaxed, and of course also the amount of family type gamers to to true gamers is way higher, or there are way more people at BerlinCon who call themselves gamers. So this is, of course, also good for a company like Spielworxx. And to my mind, Berlin Brettspiel Con can grow a lot in the next couple of years. There is still plenty of room over there. They can open more halls for it. And I think what they are doing correctly is not having another fair like Essen. I think there isn't that much of room for another tabletop gaming fair in Germany, but there is plenty of room for conventions in Germany, because most gaming conventions are really small and local. And of course, in the larger area of Berlin, there is nothing in the whole year. So I think they are doing this smartly. Also, that they are not putting it again in the fall, but in the summer, with all the advantages and disadvantages of having a summer convention in Germany. In 2019, when it was really hot, it can be taxing being in these halls for the full day, because there is no air conditioning at all. But still, I think they are doing this very well. And I personally had wonderful talks with lots of people, with people I hadn't seen for a very long time. For example, Kinderspiel des Jahres winner Jens-Peter Schliemann was there. We had a great talk. He's a wonderful person, a great person. So that was great seeing the. And there was a lot of interest in Squaring Circleville, which was on the table and which was being played. And you also see how much or how little pull a small company as Spielworxx had. As I said, most people were gamers, but a lot hadn't even heard of Squaring Circleville, hadn't seen it, hadn't heard it, looked at it, liked it, played it, bought it. So it is interesting to see this. But altogether, well done, Hunter and friends who are organizing the whole event. Karsik was very well organized. Enjoyed my time there, so yes. And hello, Chris, good seeing you. And Matt is asking, does BerlinCon allow sales at booths or is it just for playing games? It does allow sales of games. But of course, it is like always in Germany that you do not have exclusivity like a Gen Con or Origins if you want to have exclusivity. So for Spielworxx, this is hardly a hurdle. But of course, there can be a larger German company and there can be retail stores who may undersell you. And so this can be tricky. But the exhibit area can still grow a lot, and it was mainly German companies. I think I saw a Polish company, I saw a Czech company, but it was mainly sales-wise a German event. And of course, Schmidt-Spiele, being from Berlin, they had a pretty large booth, and others had larger areas, but most sales booths are pretty small. Matt is saying, I suspect a game about a small town in the USA doesn't register on the radar of most Europeans. Yeah, probably. But it is also a great hook. People are looking at the box, what is this? They're seeing it on the table, they see the large tiles there, so they are interested. And if you then start with the history of the game, with the background story, then people are really interested in it. So this is good. And good seeing you, Blue Dane. And thank you. You see, Matt, Purple King is liking your game a lot. So that's also great. And of course, on the Berlin Con Saturday, that was the original idea why Hunter and friends, at that time Hunter and Krone, were having the Berlin Con in July. They timed the convention immediately before the announcement of the Spiel des Jahres winners on Monday. This has moved now to Saturday evening, this award ceremony, but I think it's still good to be there at that time because a lot of the press people are at Berlin. A lot of the companies from Germany are there because they have to be at Berlin at this ceremony anyway later. And on the Saturday, the award winners were announced. And first, congratulations from me to both winners and all nominees. So wonderful. Personally, I really could not care less about Cascadia and Living Forest. But the jury is the jury, and it is their award. And I won't start jury bashing here, or why is this game nominated or this game hasn't been nominated. It's their award and everything's fine, and my congrats to the winners. Among the Kennerspiele, my personal favorite would have been Dune Imperium instead of Living Forest, which is the easiest, simplest and game among the three nominees, and definitely also the one with the shortest playing time, which may tell you something about the intent of the jury. And I'm also pretty sure, but maybe Matt or somebody else from the US will disagree, that in the US Living Forest would be probably not termed a Kennerspiel, probably classified as a family type game. But maybe I'm totally wrong here. But Spiel des Jahres, not my cup of tea, and but it is the most important gaming award internationally. So the jury did something right over the last 30 or more years. Hello Nick, good seeing you. No, it's not a new Spielworxx sponsored Roosters shirt. No, it's just a Spielworxx shirt. So, but the Roosters are back playing in mid-September, I think on the 16th of September. The new season is starting. We will trash everybody, as always, you know that. Matt is saying, haven't played Living Forest, never heard much about it until it won. Yeah, it flew for a very, very long time. It flew under my radar too, because I looked at it, great graphics, maybe a little bit too bright in my opinion, but I looked at the playing time and complexity level, said, nah, not my cup of tea. And Purple King is saying even the publisher has classified it as a family game. Yeah, it seems so. But anyway, more convention news. So ConWorxx, Spielworxx' own small online gaming convention, is on Saturday, October 1. Saturday, October 1, full day. This is right before Essen. So there will be also Spielworxx Essen news. But I'm having hopefully lots of interesting guests. So if you're interested in this online convention, Spielworxx, ConWorxx, October 1. And Spielworxx booth number at Spiel in Essen is 6H102. So let me post this, but I will mention this, of course, at my website at a certain point. So this is a large booth we are having together with Hunter and Friends, so the Berlin Con organizers, and with Couplex, who are doing gaming furniture. It is separated by walls, but we are all three together. And why did we move to Hall 6? We were in Hall 2 before, which is nice, behind 3 and 1, but Hall 6 is at one of the entrances on the other side. So in my opinion, this location is really superior to the old one. And we are having also Stefan Risthaus and Ostia Spiele at my part of the booth. They will have one gaming table. You can purchase all their games and talk to Heike and Stefan Risthaus over there. But October, Spiel, and we'll see. Okay, games. I finally started my first game via Vessel of PAX Viking. So this game by Iron Games, and this was sitting here for 2 years unplayed. And our first session of it was good to very good. It is definitely different from other PAX games, but my first impression is positive, actually better than expected. Yeah, I've played it only for a short time. I don't think it is at the same level in quality as Pax Pamir or Pax Porfiana, but it is still very interesting. And let me just open the Vessel module so that I can show you a little bit about it. And hopefully you can see this. So this is a board, and what you see, there is a lot more going on the board. Say like in Pax Pamir or Pax Porfiana doesn't even have a board, but some things are familiar. So this, let me make this a little bit smaller. This is a market, this row here, with prices. In Pax Viking you have tiles and not cards, but you will notice familiar things. And so this tile card to purchase would be 10 money, and this is an advocate, tells you the area, when to play, and special abilities. So this is a little bit like Pax Pamir, although you only have a single row. You have victory condition cards, various sets, so this is standard difficulty, but you can have novice and it goes to very high complexity. And you're moving from your home area, so I'm playing blue. Let me just show you this in this game. So that's me, that's my board. I'm having 4 actions in the game. These are standard actions here, and this is an influence action because I have the most, what's the term, followers from Sweden. So I can use the special influence action from Sweden. And in contrast, for example, to Pax Pamir 2nd edition, you are doing 4, not 2 actions at a time. So this is a lot, especially when you are new to the game. but it's pretty nice. This is your money, and I'm starting over here, and then I'm having 6 longboats. So this is a longboat, and I can move over oceans, sea areas, but I can also follow, we are Vikings, over the rivers, and then move to special locations like here, which I can establish, and I get benefits. And this makes the game interesting. So I was surprised. And I'm also glad that this game is designed by John Manker, not by that madman that is Phil Eklund, so that I do not have too many notes in the rules booklet, and where Phil tries to show that he is brighter than everybody else and making an idiot out of himself. So I'm pretty surprised by the quality. I think it's a keeper, and I will report on this game more in the next couple of weeks, because we will continue to play. Next session is actually scheduled for Thursday. Hello, Hans. You're later than usually, but well, that is still fine. Hello, Ben. Good seeing you. Very true about those notes. Yeah, notes is good, that the notes. And actually, when I purchased Pax Ren first edition, and I read the rules, and I think the Renaissance, the Renaissance period is fascinating. I like it a lot, and I tried to read the rules of the first edition, and there was often half of the rules pages were notes, and old notes. If you are a historian, and I studied this many moons ago, so I know a little tiny bit about the period, and he's writing in the rules his great insights, which are 50 years old sometimes, and are not new insights, and I couldn't really stand it, and I was several times I wanted to throw the whole game at the wall, and very difficult. But I think Phil is still a great designer. Pax Porfiana, which is the origin for all these Pax games, is still a wonderful, brilliant, great game. But yeah, Phil is different. So this is what I played recently, and I will, as I said, I will tell you more about what I think about it when we have played it somewhat more. And of course, with the Pax Viking, it also helps that the box is larger, the components quality is a lot better than in Sierra Madre productions. Okay, next week there is a Spielworxx chat. I said bi-weekly now, but as I mentioned at the start, there was no Spielworxx chat, so I'm having now 2 chats in a row. And next week I'm having a guest, and it is a wonderful award-winning gaming author, designer, Marco Teubner. And I think Marco so far hasn't been active in videos. He wasn't a guest in too many videos, but I had the pleasure to talk to him a lot at the Mallorca gathering, which he attended, and I know him from 15 years ago or more, when I was still working at Phalanx. He did a game with Phalanx, Sutter's Mill, long forgotten, probably rightfully so, but he's a wonderful person, and he will not only talk about games and future games, but about his history, his personal history, which is very interesting to my mind. So I think next week, Marco Teuber as my guest, this will be a great episode. I'm really sure. For today, thank you for your time. If you would like to see a special topic discussed or have a specific question that you'd like to ask in advance, drop me a mail at uli@spielworxx.de. That is uli@spielworxx.de. And till next week, bleibt alle gesund, support the Ukraine, and bye-bye. Bye.